countdown clock will resume on my mark. 3, 2, 1, mark.
And we are at T-minus 9 minutes and counting. And the ground launch sequencer has been initiated. Launch Test Director Steve Altimus is about to call for the transmittal of stored pre-launch commands as Endeavour is prepared for launch on shuttle mission STS-100 on a mission back to the International Space Station. T-minus 7 minutes, 30 seconds and counting, and the orbiter access arm is being retracted away from the vehicle. This is the walkway used by the crew to gain entry into and out of the vehicle, and it can be returned to position within seconds if necessary.
JRPS, OTC, start APU strip chart recorders.
JRPS, strip charts are running.
PLP, OTC, perform APU pre-start. PLP, APU pre-start, didn't work.
T-minus 6 minutes and counting, and our orbiter test conductor has given pilot Jeff Ashby the go-ahead to perform the auxiliary power unit pre-start procedure.
OTC, PLP, pre-start complete, 3 grade talkbacks. Copy that.
And pilot Ashby reports that the pre-start procedure of the APUs is complete. Standing by for a go to start the APUs, coming up in about 20 seconds. And we have a go for APU start. The auxiliary power unit activation will begin.
CDR, OTC, reconfigure heaters.
And OTC, CDR, heater reconfig complete.
T-minus 4 minutes, 30 seconds and counting. Endeavour will rendezvous and dock with the orbiting International Space Station. While docked, the Canadian-built space station remote manipulator system and a UHF antenna will be installed on the station. And the 7-member crew of Endeavour will also outfit the U.S. laboratory with experiments carried inside the multipurpose logistics module. This is truly a cosmopolitan crew with astronauts representing the U.S., Russia, Italy, and Canada.
Let's just go for purge sequence 4.
A final test of the flight control surfaces will be conducted. This is a program pattern of movements designed to verify the readiness for launch of the engines and other flight control surfaces.
Start complete. PLP, APU start complete.
At this time, a final aerial surface check of the orbiter's wing elevons and rudder will be complete. This verifies the orbiter's hydraulic systems. Also, the 3 main engines are being gimbaled as a final test before launch. T-minus 3 minutes and counting. And all is looking well for launch this afternoon. Everything continues to look good.
CLS is go for LO2 pressurization.
And we have a go for final pressurization of the liquid oxygen tank, which is located inside the external tank. And we are completing the purge of the shuttle's main engines.
Caution to warning memory. Verify no unexpected errors. PLT, that's in work. We have no unexpected errors.
And the gaseous oxygen vent hood is slowly being retracted away from the top of the external tank. Everything looks good, and we are cleared for launch today. No problems are being reported by the launch team or by Endeavour's crew.
Flight crew, OTC, close and lock your visors. Initiate O2 flow.
OTC, that is in work.
T-minus 2 minutes and counting.
CLS is go for LO2 pressurization.
OTC, PLT, caution warning memory is clear.
All systems remain go, and Endeavour is about 90 seconds from launch.
1 minute, 30 seconds. OTC from the crew, we have visors and good O2 flow.
T-minus 1 minute and counting. Everything is still looking good for launch of Shuttle Endeavour from Kennedy Space Center. And we are transferring to orbiter internal power at this time. Endeavour is now running off of its 3 onboard fuel cells. And coming up on a go for auto sequence start. T-minus 31 seconds, and we have a go for auto sequence start. Endeavour's onboard computers have primary control of all the vehicle's critical functions. T-minus 20 seconds. 15. 12. 11. 10. 9. 8. We have a go for main engine start. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. We have booster ignition and liftoff of the Space Shuttle Endeavour, extending the reach of the space station while extending partnerships above the Earth.
Houston, Endeavour, roll program.
Roger, roll, Endeavour.
Houston's now controlling. Endeavour's rolling on course toward the International Space Station. The shuttle already traveling more than 200 miles per hour. Endeavour's altitude now 1.5 miles. Speed now about 500 miles per hour. 3 engines on board the spacecraft are throttling down to 2/3 throttle to prepare the shuttle to pass through the area of maximum air pressure and go supersonic. Three engines now throttling back up to full throttle. Altitude 6 miles. Speed 900 miles an hour.
Go at throttle up.
Roger, Houston, go at throttle up.
Endeavour 5 miles east of the launch pad. Endeavour speed now 1,500 miles per hour. About 1 minute to 25 seconds since launch, the shuttle's already consumed more than 2 million pounds of propellant, weighing less than half of what it did at launch. Altitude now 17 miles, or about 94,000 feet, 15 miles northeast of the Kennedy Space Center. 1 minute and 50 seconds since liftoff. Flight controllers will now be standing by for burnout and jettison of the twin solid rockets for the shuttle. A good solid rocket booster separation for Endeavour. 31 miles in altitude now, 38 miles northeast of the Kennedy Space Center, speed 3,700 miles per hour. Endeavour's orbital maneuvering system engines are firing now, that as an assist to the main engines to continue to accelerate the shuttle.
Endeavour Houston, 2-engine Marone.
Copy, Houston, 2-engine Marone.
Those 2 ohms engines will fire for about 1 minute and 40 seconds as that assist burn takes place. That call also indicating that Endeavour could reach an abort landing at Marone, Spain if that were required. All 3 engines on the shuttle operating well, all systems on board in good shape. Three minutes since liftoff now. Endeavour's altitude 55 miles, 115 miles northeast of the launch pad. Speed now 5,000 miles per hour.
Endeavour Houston, negative return.
Roger, negative return.
That call indicating that Endeavour has gained too much altitude and is traveling too fast to return to the Kennedy Space Center in the event of an engine problem. An abort landing would be made at a transoceanic site in Marone, Spain if there were a problem. All activities on board proceeding well. The vehicle in good shape, good engines, good hydraulic systems, and good electrical systems on board. Over the next 4 minutes, Endeavour will triple its current speed to reach the 17,400 miles per hour required for orbit. Its speed now 6,000 miles per hour, altitude 64 miles, almost 200 miles northeast of the Kennedy Space Center.
Endeavour Houston, press to ATO, select Zaragoza.
Press to ATO, select Zaragoza.
Endeavour continues its climb toward orbit. That call indicating that it could reach a lower than planned but safe orbit in the event of an engine problem at this point. All 3 engines continue to operate well. 5 minutes and 15 seconds since launch. Its speed now 7,700 miles per hour, altitude 67 miles, 280 miles northeast of the Kennedy Space Center. A little less than 3 minutes to cut off of the main engines.
Endeavour Houston, single engine ops 3.
Endeavour copy, single engine ops 3.
That call to Endeavour indicates that the shuttle could perform a landing on only 1 engine if required in Spain.
Houston, press to MECO.
We copy, press to MECO.
That call indicating that the shuttle could reach its normal planned orbit on only 2 engines if needed.
Endeavour Houston, single engine Zaragoza 104.
Single engine Zaragoza 104.
Endeavour is now traveling 10,000 miles per hour. Its altitude leveling off at about 67 miles above most of Earth's atmospheres. It accelerates northeast to reach orbital velocity. It's now 440 miles northeast of the Kennedy Space Center.